honestly, I'm just really at a point where when you're living in a state of fear, you're not in alignment. Like, not
No.
in alignment with yourself or what God has in store for you, in my opinion.
Right.
So I just know what's ever is meant for me, it will never pass me by. And also, like, normalizing just expecting the best to
Hmm.
come. And I just feel like we live in a society where we're always in fear. And, of course, there's a lot of negativity going around. And also, I mean, we're killing each other. Like, there's wars happening, but we really just have to stay positive. Like, that's really important. And just breathe. We're alive.
Yes.
We're alive and we're doing our best. And that's all you can.
I feel like I resonate so much with what you're saying because, like, yes, I was in a very, and I still am, like I was just saying earlier, like, I won't have stability, on paper until January. So,
Mhm.
I've been in this state like, okay, like how am I gonna get this money? How these groceries gonna get paid? Like, oh yeah, I definitely apply for food stamps because I definitely need to make sure I get food. Like, so look, like I've definitely been like, okay, I cannot fear, but I gotta keep making those steps forward. Like, and something, and I want to ask you this too, Ajane, like what have you done? When that fear comes up, like I've had this, I was working out one day and like this fear of like you're not going to be able to pay December's rent, like you're not going to be able to do these, like this and that, like it came up and I started worrying for like 5 minutes and then instantly I was like, oh no, I got to start speaking positive affirmations and just not letting myself beat my own self up. So that's something that I have done when I start having fear moments. What's something that you have been what's something that you've done?
Well, first of all, I need to tap back into my affirmations because they're really helpful. But
Yeah.
one thing that I try to remind myself, and you know, I try not to say that I'm very spiritual, but I believe that I am protected not only by the Most High, God,
Mhm.
or whatever you perceive as Most High, but also I firmly believe that I'm like protected by like my ancestors and my
Mhm.
guardian angels, and they're always by my side. So every
Mhm.
time I'm like in that state of fear, I always have like this small, like intuitive voice, just, and it reminds me that, I'm protected, and those who are protecting me in the unseen realm and helping me, they're not gonna have me homeless. They're not
Yeah.
gonna have me out here on the streets. And if I am on the streets, it's for personal growth. Like, it's for my soul's growth.
That's
And I also believe that, we all chose to be here to learn how to navigate struggle. And
mhm.
even just going to the Buddhist philosophy as well, like, struggle is inevitable. It's just how do you manage struggle, pain, something that we all have to go through in this world. And so right now, I'm just trying to remind myself, like, how am I going to deal with my problems? Am I just going to stress about it? Or can I just believe that everything is going to unfold at the right time? And right now, I'm going through a period, I'm going through a really rough time, but I chose to come here to experience that. Like, every
Mhm.
human being on this planet experiences struggle, experiences pain, experiences some form of, you know, just moment in life that isn't so fun. And we have to remind ourselves, well, I have to remind myself that, yes, life is supposed to be fun. Yes, I want to be happy and I want to find peace, but the most important thing is finding peace and happiness, even when you're in the midst of not knowing what's happening in your
Yeah.
life. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so now I'm just at a point now where it's like, okay, yeah, I may have $20 in my bank account right now, but I'm still going to celebrate with my loved ones and the
Mhm.
people who make me happy. And that's all I can do, doing what I can control.
Right. I love that. I love like a lot of things that you said in that response. Just you know, struggle is going to happen. And hearing the intuitive voice, I don't call myself religious or, anything. I do, firmly believe that, God has protected me. And I am really relying on Psalms 91 right now, where it speaks about, he is our protector. He will provide our shelter. And, that's really resonated with me in these times of where like, hey, Giselle, you might not have what you have, but everything that is meant for you is coming. And like you said, you might have $20, but you're still going to spend it with your loved ones. And I think that that is what we need to, whoever's in the season of unknown, it's just remembering to be present. And in those times when, fear comes, bring yourself back to the present and what I like to do is gratitude lists. In this moment, I am thankful that I have breath. I am thankful that I do have a family to spend time with, even if I can't buy them gifts,
Mhm.
and just being thankful. So that's really helped me in the season of unknown. And it's really good to hear what's helped you because the fact is like, we're here for a reason. Struggle's going to happen, but what are you going to do with it when it happens? So that's really good to hear. Like, and just even in your passion, your career, you have a lot of seasons, I would say. My sister is a creative as well. Like, y'all go through good bit of seasons of unknown times because, it's not something that's always going just like the average 9 to 5 would be, or I would say not stable, but like the 9 to 5 would be. But y'all are living out you're living out your passion, and that takes a lot of faith. That takes a lot of persistence in being present, so you can be creative. Let's talk about maybe a time that it was like, you spoke about how you deal with it, but a time that like, is when it's challenging. Like, have you ever experienced a time like when you were in your seasons of how my sister likes to say it, she just doesn't have creative energy flow. So like, have there been a time when you didn't have that creative energy flow where you just really didn't know what to do next? And like, how did you push past that? What did you do?
Well, yeah, that happened. So I ended up, taking a leap of faith and drastically changing my life again and moving to a whole different state, which is Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Moving back there. And so the first month I was there, I was so positive. I was like, yeah, I'm going to find a job. And then after that, like, I'm going to make money and everything's going to be okay. But that whole entire month, I couldn't find a job that was in alignment with me and that felt right to me. And so I slowly felt myself losing faith. And I didn't want to paint. I slept like all day. And basically, like towards the end of the month, I was just like, wow, a whole month has flown by. And I really have to snap out of it. Like, I really have to find my faith again. And so it really took me like having to force myself to go to sleep early, to wake up early, to, write my gratitude book, like 5 things.
Mm,
You don't realize, the blessings that you have each day, that it goes by. And I believe having a gratitude book and listing what you're grateful for, 5 things each day, it really helped me. Um, but
mm,
what else? Um, Listening to watching motivational things as well. And I feel like another thing that I realized too is that we live in a society where we see the end product of people's journeys so much. And now I'm starting to get into a habit of like, you know, doing research on the people that like I look up to and admire right now, but also learning about their story and what they actually went through to get to that point. It's very humbling. And I feel like, we don't, that's not really like, seeing the most successful people, what they actually went through, um, to where their end goal is at. And so doing research on the people that you want to become, like the people that you truly look up to, and like just listening to their story, doing research on their story. How did they get from point A to B? And so now I'm just realizing that what I'm going through right now is actually completely normal. And um yeah, so now I'm just at a point like everything is going to unfold in the right way at the right time. You know, and not every time, you know, at this moment, it's not my time. I have things to work on. I have to work on, you know, my confidence, because once I get to my end goal, like, you know, all the work that I did was done and I just have inner work to do. Sometimes people think that, you know, you have to do physical work, which is like working for monetary gain. But sometimes, you know, when you're not in the physical work of making money, maybe God is telling you to do some spiritual inner work about your self-worth and about your health. And so now I'm just like realigning myself, like realigning my spirit, just making sure that my spirit is strong, my mental health is strong before getting new opportunity that's going to give me the financial abundance.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Like that's so true though, because like even, as both of us we finished school and I don't know about you, but I had this whole plan. I was like, this is gonna happen, and at this age, I'm gonna have this, and just I spoke about it before on the show. Like it took me 4 times to pass my licensing exam in social work, and like I'm just now getting my, I guess you would say, big girl job. But in this season, God has allowed me to take time to work on myself, and in those seasons before, because I was in a season, I'm not even going to tell a story because I tell a lie. That's so so I'm not even gonna tell a lie. We're gonna keep it real on here. That was so like back in the day. But anyways, when you spoke about something that kind of resonated with me, when you said that you kind of like just went into deep sleep and you kind of had to force yourself, like I'm always saying, you define your destiny, and that is rooted from an area of I didn't, it wasn't diagnosed, but I went through a time, because I'm not a creative, but I am in the realm of like wanting to help people with their physical fitness and their wellness. That is my passion, whether I'm talking to you, whether I'm visually showing you. But I got in a season of my life where the things that I had planned for me personally and career wise were not happening. And I was like, I just don't want to give this to the world. Like, I don't want to do this. And, I will say this, and I've always wanted locks. I've always wanted locks. And Ajane, you've seen these progress. But my locks are a form of, I felt, if I had to define why I got them, it was in the area of like, I was just done. I wanted to express myself. I didn't know how. So I was just going to lock something that was my most creative side. And I love my locks. I love them. I love them. But I will say a new time is coming. So I'm feeling more creative. And all I'm gonna say is that y'all stay tuned and y'all will see. But it sometimes takes us telling ourselves, all right, you're going to bed early. You need to get up at this time. I don't care if you make a routine for what you're gonna do for like taking a walk, getting breakfast, but you need to get up and not lay in this bed all day. And that's something that I had to do, even if it was like, Giselle, you're gonna not false study, because you don't false study, but you're gonna pretend as if you're about to take this test, go to school, go to the library, and practice what you want. And sometimes what me and Ajane are saying, we're saying that you have to get out there. You have to recharge yourself. You can't let society recharge you, because what you see on the internet is false. You can take it even all the way back to like historical books, the Bible. If you look at Paul was not always as faithful as he is in the end of the Bible. He went through a time of not believing the works of Christianity. He murdered. He did things that were not of what God called him to walk in. And it took him going to prison. It took him, pulling that out of him and having faith to be the man that he was in a single season. Like he had to live a single life. So, the unknown season is not a season that is unique to everyone, but it's not one that nobody will go through. Everybody's going to go through multiple ones in every decade that you cross. And, I think that that's what I wanted to get across on this episode, Ajane. And I thank you so much because, we're in that season, right? We're in that season and we're figuring it out, but we're doing it. And I wanted to exemplify that on the show today to show you that, there might be somebody out there just, as we start 2024, really not knowing where you're at. Take a break. Like you said, tap into your spiritual side. At the beginning of January, I take a fast. I take a fast from all social media. That might be, normal now, but I do that. I take a fast from social media. I tap into my creative side. I write what I want to do. I take a break from certain foods. I am a juicer, so I juice a lot, and I really tap into me and not allow the world to see and get influenced by the world. So that's something that, if you're not feeling your creative juice, if you don't know where you're going next in your unknown season, don't rely on society. They're not going to help you. They're just showing you images. You got to tap into yourself, detox yourself, detox with some of the images that you're looking at, detox your perspective and renew yourself. This is the time of year that you can do it to set yourself up for the rest of 2024. And just know that you do define your destiny and it's a process and you just got to keep moving forward. So, Ajane, do you have anything to say to that as well?
Well, the last thing that I want to add is
Mhm.
the most important thing that I came across this year
Mhm.
um, is the law of assumption, that you're living a particular life. And in order to align with that is acting like you're living that life, even though you're not at that moment. And so
Hey,
I
hey, that's
like,
good.
I'm rich. I've been acting like, delusionally that I'm going to get this job that I want, and
Hmm.
acting
You
like
got
I'm a
it.
full-time creator, even though I'm not. But,
Mhm.
just acting like, the life that you're going to live, the happiness, the ultimate happiness by being happy and just whole in this moment, even though you may not have what you want at this moment, but it's going to come. um and so yeah, when I talk to people, they're like, yeah, what do you do, like, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm a professional full-time artist and I am
Yes.
making money from my paintings. And they're just like, wow, so like you don't work? I was like, no, like I just make money from my paintings, like, and that's how I make a living. And even though it's not completely true, just by saying it, it's going
Mhm.
to come. But you have to firmly believe that the life that you want is going to come, and act like you have it right now,
Mhm.
even if you have to lie. I tell people all the time that I'm
Mhm.
rich, even though I'm not, but I'm going to be rich. Like,
You will be.
yes, that's all.
No, I love that. Like that's literally true. You have to walk the walk that you want to. And in order to do that, you have to talk the talk. I mean, we can act like we're rich, but like spend reasonably. They don't know how much money is in our pocket. We do.
Yes.
So,
And
I love that.
yes, and acting like, having the discipline as well for the life that you want, even though you don't have like the life that you want at the moment, but disciplining yourself, like getting up. Like if you had that, dream job, say you wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur, what does a full-time entrepreneur have to do? They have to be extremely self-disciplined. They have to wake up early.
Yeah.
And that's what I've just been doing, because being an artist, you're basically an entrepreneur. So I have to have my own schedule. I have to have my own schedule. You have to operate, the life you want to live.
That's the way to do it. And I love it. Oh my God, this is amazing. And I really hope that, my journeyers, you have taken some nuggets from this because I sure have. And it's just encouraged me even more to just keep living and keep staying present. And the law of assumption, like that is the way, like you are where you say you are. And if you if you live in a poverty mindset, if you act in a poverty mindset or down on yourself, that's the life you're going to get. So it's up to you to choose how you want to live in this season of not knowing. It's okay. We're here to tell you right now. We're telling you it is okay. And you can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And remember, like we just said on here, you define your destiny. And thank you so much, Ajane. I appreciate you. And let me have you tell about yourself.
So yes, I am a Afrofuturist, a Gen Z Afrofuturist painter, performance and soundscape DJ and video artist. I specialize in oil paint. I make abstract paintings, and the goal of my work is just to heal humanity, to a higher dimension.
Yeah. You do amazing. And where can they find your work if they're in the Charlotte area?
Well, if you're in the Charlotte area, I have 18 paintings shown in the Mint Museum now.
Hey.
So check out the Mint. My paintings are there until March 3rd of 2020.
There we go. Let's go. I appreciate you so much, Ajane. And, we're going to wrap it up. And I thank you again for joining. We're going to be more. I feel more. I already feel it. We're already going to say it. More episodes are coming in 2024 with Giselle and Ajane. Until then, remember, you define your destiny. Peace, love, and happiness. Until next time.
Yes. Thank you for having me. Bye.